president. Cherry Ripper want to become president. Listen to the speech. As a president of the Republic of Nigeria, I'm going to make sure I'm going to electrify the city to one nation. As a president of the Republic, I'm going to drive the whole of the sea and then you will go accidentally. And this woman, Republic of West Wind, going to be the estate. Mr. President, become president. Mr. Lalane want to become president. Mr. Buru want to become president. Mr. Rocktaker want to become president. Mr. Kenjume want to become president. Mr. Repasa want to become president. Mosquito want to become president. The crime sister want to become president. Everyone want to become president. And you want to become president.
Okay, folks, welcome to the show. Welcome to Talk TV Media Network. This is like your politics here at Talk TV Media Network. Would love to have you today. This is like your politics here at Talk TV Media Network. So, everybody want to become president, just like you heard that. Everybody want to become president. Say that one Allah. Even the mosquito that can boy you want to be president. So and now you say everyone wants to become president. But today we'll be talking some real national issues. You know, as we always do here on the platform, backyard politics is something new. We've started on our broadcast show here. Those of you joining us, welcome to this Saturday backyard politics. You know, a lot of politics, a lot of things people can say behind their backyard when they have barbecue, fried fish, whatever going on, you know, politics, especially now that Liberians are in the heat of the political season with what we are experiencing or seeing on the social media, on different platforms and stuff. The politics is heating up, my people, and not easy. That's why the Sunday guys say everybody want to become president. Even the lay, whatever you call it, want to be president. You know. So before I start the show, y'all share the show now. Y'all please share the show. It's very important to us. Very important if you know for you to share the show, our page. We want to have as many followers as we can. Especially on YouTube, we would love for you to subscribe on our YouTube page. Very important, folks. That's what we got you for. That's why you're there for us for. So, yeah, please. Yeah, buy your politics. Yeah, please subscribe. Please like our show. This is where we talk all the politics, all the fun stuff. You know, this is Liberian Music G's. This is where we talk the G's. You know, very interesting. I have a guest who will be joining me on the show as well. As soon as he comes in, he'll be coming right on the screen. So that's why you kind of see me holding up until because this is just an hour show. You know, it's 12:07 p.m. Today is the 8th month of July 2023. So it's moving. Time is moving fast too. Wow. It's not easy, my people. The time is moving. Moving. So it's moving fast. The year is moving on a very faster pace. You know, folks, it's not easy to commit to something, especially something you're passionate about, something you like to do, something that is anything. Period. To commit is not an easy thing. To commit to see the success, but sometimes when you have the vision, at the end of the day, you know what the end product looks like. It helps you a lot to stay focused, to stay on track as to this is the way we will do it. This is the way, the best way. That's the beauty of the backyard politics, especially when it has to do with what is trending in the nation of Liberia, what is trending in our our, our politics. Our Liberian politics, not only there, even here in the U.S., the politics, it's grave. It's not easy, but this is the best way to do it because in a free democracy, free system, you know, um, expression of speech is something that you want to do. Um, Unfortunately, in our African setting, you don't see that a lot. People allowing that. Our leaders suppress the peace, they suppress the freedom of speech. You know, um, but that's just something I wanted to point out because that is becoming an issue, literally when it comes to what is taking place for this election in Liberia, and we don't want violence. We see if you cannot allow the media to to disseminate information, the way it flows, the way it comes out, that is unfortunate. Very very unfortunate because we see as though you're getting free publicity. People, it's very important that especially for media platforms that have given themselves to broadcasting your messages, your agendas for your vision for the country. You know, um, you can afford it all. So if free press is just good, period. You know, if you suppress it, that means you have something under your sleeves. But sometimes I see these journalists go to some of these rallies and stuff, some of these meetings, only when you're part of a particular political party. That is the only way they will let you cover. But what about those of us who run independent media stations? We're not part of your party. The common denominator here is Liberia. We are part of Mama Liberia. And we all are fighting for the best interests of Liberia. So why won't you open up your press conferences, your rallies or whatsoever to all media outlets? That's it. I think it's naive. It's not being smart. If I was a politician, you know, I will open it up because I will want my critics to criticize to see. It's better for me to see the other side of the view than all those who are always in my favor, you know. So that's all I got to say about that because I see all that stuff going on, and some of us we are not sponsored by politicians or political parties, so uh, we just have to work it out there until one day they will know our worth, they know what we made of, and then they will end up chasing us because we don't chase people to pocato or whatsoever, put in my pocket, this and that, and then I have to stir the news in your favor. No, the news that I chase is the news that benefits the Liberian people. What's in the best interest of the nation? But folks, the politics is getting very, very interesting. I just want to throw a light on that one in there briefly. So what's happening here is, folks, very interesting. Very interesting. Oh. You see, the train is moving. JMV, from what I heard, they're doing a three county tour right now as we speak. Three county tour. They started in Margilly County and they went to Bong County and we've seen all of that, and now they are in Nimba County. Very important. Now they are in Nimba County, and they are pulling a lot of crowds, to be honest. They are pulling a lot of crowds, and that is what we want to see. People want to see. If people want to see change, if that's what they want, let's let them do it. You know, change is very important in life. So we see the message is resonating with the Liberian people, I guess. But we have other political parties that are as well campaigning, right? We saw today the Liberty Party (LPP), Liberian People's Party (LPP), of which Councillor Tewon Gonglo is running. Today, his name officially named his running mate, and we will also be talking about that. We saw right there in Bonn as well. Bonn is on fire this weekend. Not easy. Joel Howard Taylor from there and other people. Joel Howard Taylor spent time over there campaigning like crazy. People already giving rice. And people that, and the only thing I got to tell you, people will bring rice, they'll bring gifts, but you'll take it. But the result is you don't want to take the rice and eat the rice and put someone in there for 6 good years who is not going to do any good to the country. Eat the rice and vote right. Ooh, I like that. Eat the rice and vote right. So that's all there is to that, folks. That's what I would do. Eat the rice and vote right. Vote your conscience what is best for the country. That's it. Because these people are going to come, regardless. They're going to come plenty. That's what's happening. You know. So as a result of that, if you don't vote your conscience, if you don't vote right, then you get to go through it. Because what I'm hearing from now, what's happening in Liberia is skyrocketing, highly skyrocketing of commodities, prices, rice, and other things in the country. That is taking place as we speak. And also uh, the exchange rate, the local currency is high. If I'm not mistaken, probably it's already 200 because I didn't call to get information today, but the last time I checked, I think it was 195, 196 to $1. That is insane. That is ridiculous, folks. I'm telling you, that is not what we want as a nation. When prices are bumping up crazy like that, it's not in the best interest of the nation. At the end of the day, who suffers? You and I. The people suffer. That's what happened. The people suffer. You, you, us, the Liberians, we will suffer if we don't vote right. So it is very, 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 very important, my people. Very important that when you go into the ballot box, you do it right. If you don't do it right, don't blame anybody. Don't blame anybody. Because what's gonna happen is you will have um you will have everybody suffering and you're sitting down for I'll call it 6 years. Even at that, I have serious problem with that when it comes to the 6 years of the presidency. I think it should be reduced to 4 or 5. If someone really wants to do good for the nation of Liberia, they can do it in 4 or 5 years. They can go a long way. Then, if people see what it looks like, they can give them another. Just like here in the U.S., it's very important, to do that. It's in the best interest. But if you give somebody, oh my gosh, how you call it? Uh, 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 12 solid good years? That's crazy. 12 solid years. You don't want that. That is not what we want. These people calling me, calling. and they know what's going on here. They want to disrupt people shows here. That is the problem I got with the Liberian people that want to call it. People having their show. Next time I will mute everybody. What I will do until my show is over. So with the rising cost of prices in the country, especially with less than 90 days to go for the election, less than 90 days, what do you expect? What's your expectation? You know, what is your expectation? What do you expect to see? Where will Liberia be heading? The next generation of Liberians, um, where where is Liberia going? You know, so we see with the United Party getting on a county tour, uh, they drew a lot of crowds in Magibi. We saw that. Kudos to them. It seems like the train is moving, and after Magibi, the train moved to Bon County. We saw that yesterday. The train is moving, and I think they slept in Bon County. So today, as we speak, the train enter Ganta, Nimba County, um, wherein they even have more larger crowds. And just like I say, kudos to them, because when you're running for the seat of government in the nation, when you want the people of Liberia to hire you, we want you to show up to the people. We want you to preach your message. Let's eat the pieces and agenda and nuggets of your message. We are not just looking at the character. The character is important. But we're looking at even the people that surround the character. Because they all comes in with their own little influences. That's what can happen. And if you don't put the right team around you, you get back into the same gutters like everybody else. You know, you get back into the same gutters, bro, folks. That's what happens. And you don't want that, right? So they are on their campaign over there in Ganta. From there, I don't know where next the train will be heading. Wherever it heads, we'll bring you the updates here on our platform as well. And then we saw the LPP just named their his running mate, and I watched that too. That was also covered by Talk TV Media Network, and beautiful guys out there. My hats off to you guys, those of you guys working out there seriously for Talk TV Media Network to making sure that this entity will bring free, fair, and unbiased reporting. That it will be the people's platform, not a political platform. This is why we do here as professionals. Journalists are not beggars. Journalists are not people that seek handouts. You have to respect the profession because it's all about truth telling. It's all about unveiling the ills of society. That is what we do as media journalists, you know, as people that go fetching, looking for the true sense of what is happening on the ground in communities, realities. This is it. If you cover that up, you are harming the larger society. You are against as a media practitioner, and sometimes it bothers me. It bothers me, when I see journalists not standing up for the truth, when I see reporters reporting fake news. There's plenty out there. There's a lot out there, you know. So that's how it is with people. That's how it is. And um, the LPP successfully today, officially, they have their own um, uh, vice running mate. Folks, those of you following us, you can also like our YouTube platform, share it, and we will love it. We'll highly appreciate that of you if you share our YouTube platform. You know, we do what we do because of you, folks. That's why we do it. Talk TV Media is a voice for the voiceless, right? We are that voice. That voice. Um, in a little while here, I'm going to take a quick break. And let me see. I'm going to take a quick break. But it's a controversial break I'm about to take. It's a little controversial. It has to do with how government leaders in Africa are opening up their governments to a lot of other people cultures, especially the Western culture that is coming to destroy the African culture. That's what I call it, your culture. So since it's not from my mouth, it's going to be a little controversial as we listen to this piece. Enjoy while we take the break.
Why am I worrying about Africa for? 20,000 miles away. What good is that for me? You know why? Because as Africa goes, so goes all African people. I've been all over the world, brothers and sisters. And guess what I've learned? Wherever I go, European Jews are respected. Wherever I go, European Jews got power. You know why? Because Israel is respected and Israel got power. Wherever I go, Chinese are respected. Chinese are in an economic power position. Chinese are always upheld and treated with respect and reverence. You know why? Because China is powerful. Why do East Indians get respect around the world? Because India is powerful. And guess what? Wherever you go in the world, African people are disrespected and ignored, even in Africa. You will never be respected. I don't care where you move to in this world until Africa is respected. That's why Africa matters. You want to know why black folks get killed by the police in broad daylight and nothing happens? Who gonna speak up for you? What African country gonna stand up and say the next time you kill one of mine in your country, don't come over here looking for no gas. Next time you kill one of mine in your country, don't come over here looking for no oil. Next time you kill one of mine in your country, don't come over here looking for no diamonds or no coltan. Next time you kill one of mine in your country, you ain't getting another piece of mineral from under my soil. Because remember, the African continent is the only continent that can survive without any other continent. No other continent can survive without Africa. There is no military without Africa. There's no atomic bombs without Africa. There's no cell phone or no internet without Africa. The most essential minerals necessary for the military and technological age are under the ground in Africa. Can you name a single country, Africa, Central or South America, anywhere in the Caribbean, where we are in control of our own economics? Anybody? There's not one. There is no black economy on earth ran by black people. And there is no liberation for African people until we get control of our economics. And I want you young people to hear me. Slavery stole from African people the natural God-given desire to control your own destiny. Do you realize we're the only people not concerned about controlling our own community? We're the only people not concerned about controlling our own destiny. As soon as the Chinese show up on the shores of America, soon as an Arab shows up on the shores of America, soon as an East Indian shows up on the shores of America, they build in their own communities. They're looking for a piece of a city to call their own shops, their own businesses, their own import, export, and all we want to do is look good. Half y'all in here, soon as you get your student loan check, you in New York City shopping because you want to look good. Looking good is more important than having power. African people, we in pursuit of money. White people in pursuit of power.
So there you have it, folks. See what I'm talking about? You know, I didn't say that. My brother says that because this is how governments are ran. They lead from here. And they go in the name of, you know, so many things as missionaries, as undercover agents to get to know the system, how the terrain works, with handouts and food. And that is why I tell people a nation that does not sustain itself is bound to be led by other nations, by someone else who's bringing food for you on the table. That is what happens, you know. So it's very, very important. We saw during the course of the week, let me take you again to another topic, which has to do with we saw the president pay a visit to Israel, a working day visit. Um, very key. The photographs we saw, very, very good image, to be honest, on the country. And one will ask and say, why now? Why now? Why is the president now visiting Israel? You know, to be accorded this kind of respect and publicity, which is good because this is what Liberia has been wanting under this leadership. You know, if you stand to get Liberia back in the Committee of Nations, to rise up to the apex, the zenith, once again, to become that leader in Africa, in African politics, that beacon of hope, that is what Liberia has wanted. But you have 90 days, less than 90 days to go to elections, and you just try to do all that charade. And then the Liberian people want a working visit is still on the Liberian people taxes, too. It was 3-day working visit as it was announced, but the president left the country and probably spent a week. That is costly for a president of a nation. But for this president, it's not strange, right? Because we've seen in cases where he's been out of the country for almost 30 plus 40 days, So we don't see other world leaders do that. I guess we're just so rich. We have so much money, to waste around. So I guess that's why. But I thought the visit was a good one based on what we saw. After he met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and we saw the respect that was accorded, and we saw the visit to the Willing War as well, where almost every president that travels to Israel visit to tell God what they want to do, what they want God to do for them. When the last time I visited the same place where he went, the Willing War in Israel, I was there. It's a very important, fascinating place to be, just to say, the Welling War. So we saw the president visited there, but the entourage, I'm trying to figure out the entourage of the team that went with him. And what protocols or perspectives? What did they achieve? We saw the Minister of Information going. Yes, that was necessary. We saw the city mayor going. We see that was necessary. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kimaya, as well. I don't know what ministry my own brother holds. Thomas Fowler. We saw him there as well, and a whole host of other people. But I just felt like I needed to throw that out because every time this president travels, a lot of people go with him, and it's a lot of money for dimes, daily allowances, all of that, hotels, and this. It's all on the taxpayers' money. And then when you ask them for accountability, nobody is giving you accountability. Nobody. We want a structure put in place. Remember, the Liberian people hire you to manage their country. And as a manager, you must open yourself to accountability. You must to audits and all of that. You owe the Liberian people, especially now that it's rainy season in Liberia. It's hard to get food. Just today, I heard. I mean, it's over like a little over $20 US, which is about 3,000 and some for a bag of rice. That is insane. That is ridiculous. You know, and these are things that are not in the best interest of the nation. Just 3 months ago, when I left Liberia, the rate was 150, and now in within 3 months time, it's come up to almost 200. That's alarming. You know, that's alarming. Very much alarming. So, folks, um, but there are some good things I can say for me, because I don't take sides, that the Weah-led government has been doing and putting in place. So I'm not like most people who will sit and say Weah hasn't done anything. No, that's unfair if you say that. He may have not done enough compared to what you expect, or he may have fallen short of the expectations. But there are some things. He boasts of a lot of stuff. And the invisible park. He said he borrowed medicine. And some of you are seeing road constructions going on in certain parts of the country. That's to be real. And most politicians want to accredit that to succeeding, preceding presidents as well. I understand that too. But the tendency there is, even if you are succeeding a previous administration and they have on the books and stuff and all the monies, these guys had a tendency, if they want to eat the money, they will eat it and not implement those projects too. So the few projects they implemented, kudos to them. I give them that. Like the Lofa Road and other areas. Yes, we know who formulated that plan. We understand that. But we have to look at who implemented it. Because the person, if you give me money to build a house in Liberia, or and I have the two options, either to eat your money or not to build your house, and your house will not get built. But if I build your house, so that's a win-win to me right there. The argument of everything that George Weah is doing has to do with the Salif administration. Um, I tend to differ on that sometimes. Because I try to look at things from a very analytical standpoint, different mindset, view lens. That's how I look at it. So if the road to Robertsfield International Airport is open, is finished and open, and it has a 4 lane, even though it's not going to be one of the best, but we'll give them that too, right? The indiscriminate killings too that are taking place in the country that have gone with no impunity or whatever, we give them that too. The Weah-led government, the persecution of people, and nothing goes, no punishments, nothing. People are not held accountable, and all of that. We give them that too, and that is the part that the seditions don't like. This thing I would say, because people are saying in almost every quarter that seditions are becoming violent, and that's not good. When violent is brew, it's going to brew violence. And then guess what? The African people say when two elephants fight, the grass will suffer. If 2 elephants fight, the grass suffers. That's what's happening. We don't want this. 2 elephants and too many elephants fought in the nation of Liberia, and it destroys the nation. And the aftermath is what we are experiencing today, and the country is going through. Because what? When the war came, the war brew, gave birth to a lot of elephants. And these elephants had their own little elephant supporters. And it destroyed the country. And the aftermath today, no good mental institutions, training going on to rehabilitate effectively these people, these young people. The infiltration of drugs into the country is making it's like adding insult to injury, and all of that. As a result, what do you expect that kind of society to become? How do you see that kind of society? When you're going somewhere, you're thinking with your phone in your hand, someone is about to hijack you. You know, you park your car, you got to have someone upside somewhere, you got to have people sleep in it. Even if they sleep too much, somebody will come steal the taillight somewhere or battery. You know, this never used to happen like that before. But this is the country where we found ourselves. Now, how can we move forward? It's not that Liberia is not prosperous. It is not that Liberia is not rich. God has blessed the nation of Liberia enormously, enormously, with natural resources, diamond, gold, bauxite, rubber, all of that. We have it in Liberia. The soil itself, palm nut, it's rich. Coconut, wherever you go, Liberia's rich. You know, we can grow our own rice, cassava, bitter ball, peppers. You know, Liberia is one of the largest producers of peppers. And we don't. We import pepper instead of exporting peppers. See? That's not good. Coffee, cocoa, we got it all. But why is it that we have been having this problem of not having a good manager? Someone who can see through those lenses and say, it is not about me. I have a little bit of money to eat and my children, and that's enough. Whatever that is for the country, I'm going to make sure it is implemented. You'll be leaving a billion, huge, humongous legacy behind. If our leaders could understand that, it's not about how much wealth you acquire, it's about the name that you leave behind, how you want the people to remember you as a leader. That is the difference. We watch people here in America and around the world, you know, how, for God's sake, they fight for their name and legacy. So when they leave government, you know, just today, this morning when I went to go jog out, just to throw this in, I was walking and jogging out and I came across a former police chief here in Tulsa. Simple, in his short pants. And I just pick on him, we stood there just talking. You know, I was like, wow, this can't just happen in Liberia like that. Because you former chief, whatsoever, you're gonna be forced to have bodyguards all around you. The country needs security. A country, a nation infested with drugs is not a secure country. It's not a secure ground. It's a breeding ground for a lot of things, folks. I'm telling you. That's the fact. We have to fight the infiltration of drugs, narcotics in the country. Expired drug. I'm talking about the drugs that has to do with kush, cocaine, marijuana, all of that stuff. That's it. But even the pharmaceutical drugs that we have in the country that people take to get better, there's not good system put in place to ascertain as to what is going on. People, importers of those drugs, you know, they bring expired drugs and remove the labels and stamp their own expired label in their warehouses and put it on the shelf for the sake of money, killing people, our Liberian people. Folks, that's what's happening. And these are things that people need to look into. Our governments need to look into. If we have a good system, checks and balances in place, I think a lot can be done. A lot can be done. The governance system, the governance department, which one of my colleagues heads. You know, I watched him this week. Kudos to you for your new position. You have a heck of a job to do, bro. Yeah, yellow. You have a lot of work to do over there to make sure. And I think you should work in the best interest of the Liberian people and not any political party. That's it. Once you have that mindset that I am going to work for Mama Liberia and none other, you will do good for the nation. The Liberian people will love you. because truth always triumphs over hate, folks. I'm telling you. So those of you who are watching with me today, uh, my name is Sam Gadu. Welcome to the Backyard Politics here. We are 40 minutes into this show. Unfortunately, my guest couldn't show up today. I didn't see him. He was to come tomorrow here at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. Liberian time, and 3 Eastern Time will be the gospel hour here tomorrow as well. So we'd love to have you join us, especially on our YouTube page. That's the new area where we'll be focusing a lot, YouTube, as in not just Facebook, but simultaneously as we broadcast and bring you events, we are on 5, 6 different platforms as well, and every evening as well. 10 p.m. Liberian time, we do the Kissy show dialect. We are also looking for local language announcers in Liberia. Those who know how to speak your dialect, you know how to speak your dialect well. We would love to have you. We would love to have you on our team where you broadcast and talk to your people because it's very important. Not everybody in Liberia can speak English. Not everybody. Plus, it's very important, even if you do know how to speak English, it's very important to learn how to speak your dialect. It's very good. It's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing, you know. So learn how to speak your dialect. So today, here Central Standard Time, 5 p.m., and that will be 6 p.m. Eastern as well, and that will be 10 p.m. will be the Kissy broadcast called Kissy Talk. And it's gonna be we've been having some good shows. But this is what we do behind the backyard, the backyard talk, politics talk today. I'm not doing any barbecue. I'm just doing my politics talk. You know, um, I wish I need to do a better setup so I'll be able to be bringing you music, um, on the show. So I'm gonna try to see if I can take a quick break again and play a song. Let me see if that is possible. Um, but it's very interesting. Quick break. Listen.
All hail Liberia, hail. All hail Liberia, hail. This glorious land of liberty shall long be ours. Though new her name, green be her fame, and mighty be her powers. Though new her name, great be her fame, and mighty be her powers, and mighty be her powers, and mighty be her powers. In joy and gladness with our hearts united, we shout the freedom of our rest benighted. Long live Liberia, happy land, a home of glorious liberty by God's command, a home of glorious liberty by God's command. God bless Liberia.
God bless Liberia. God will always bless the nation of Liberia. That's a very peace. We just few weeks to July 26th, Independence celebration, and my July 26th on all of you watching with me. July 26th is coming up, so it's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be Liberian people like to party, going on the beaches, and all of that stuff. Uh, I know it will not be easy. It will not be easy. It will not be easy. Yeah. Share my people, my grand people. Everybody want to become president. So as we delve into these issues, I want to be able to climax over here talking about the issue of Gloria Musu's car. Um, I wish I had my legal mind with me today, but he's not with me. But when you look at what is happening with the case of Gloria Musu's car, it's complicated. A lot to question, and again, I try to bring that independent eye to the table. Um, it's easy to say that a crime was committed in a home, and one way or the other, they know who the perpetrators are. They know. That's one aspect. For one fight, there were 3 or 4 or 5 people with 2 bodyguards or 3 bodyguards outside. Somebody has to be in the know. Somebody has to know what went on, right? That's just my take. Even though her house was open to the public, people used to go and come in, and sometimes when people want to break into your house, they try to follow you and look at places of weaknesses in your home where they can get in. Um, and sometimes people collide. They're in cahoot with other people, with your security, because the country tell me for fact, this very security she had to that door, to that gate. It's easy to bribe them to have access to getting into the house. That's one aspect. So, where I blame the government is this: the way they're going about the case is fishy as well. The way they are doing the investigation as well is questionable, is raising concerns as to they are aware of what took place into that woman's home that led to her daughter's death. Shallow. Um, some of us have seen the pictures, not good pictures to see, to watch. You know, our prayers are still with the family. However, I question sometimes the detailed investigation the government has done. I don't think they have done their work, their due diligence well enough to get to the bottom of it. If they were, that's an easy case. If it was in any Western country like here in the US or Europe or whatsoever, to uncover the perpetrator, very easy. Number one, when they went, what did they do? Did they secure the crime scene? We have pathologists in the country, maybe one pathologist whatsoever, entire country. That too is a shame, you know. But if you secure the crime scene, you're looking at before you even get to the body, you are going to take samples of the doorknobs, knives over there, weapons, whatever it is that it used to juke. If it was found, if the murder weapon was not found, that's another issue. But you will see fingerprints or marks. You can take fingerprints or do scientific tests on her, wherein you realize who touched her, and do fingerprints of all the people in the house and even those they accuse. That's it. A forensic testing. That's what I'm looking for. A forensic test where you'll find out anybody that went there that touched whatever, this and that, going all around by securing that crime scene, you will get to find out all her own body. But sadly enough, they didn't do that. They only took the body right away and declared the body is dead, and then pathologist report that how she died, the cause of death, by starving and internal bleeding. That's it. I think they should have gone beyond that. Who were those that the government investigated? Who were those? Anybody whose name was called into that, even when um, Councillor Jerome Verdier mentioned two of the government hierarchies, they should have investigated them. But how dare they, when these are the people that control the government? You know, when a crime like that, of that kind of magnitude is committed, and a name is called, you investigate that. Because you are doing what it calls called the process of elimination. So you can get the actual source, the actual person who went in there and committed a crime. And the scenes of what happened. It could have been that maybe someone broke in, someone who went to kill, or Councillor Scout. While in the process, maybe met right in the hallway with Charlo, the daughter, confronted her, and they started fighting, and something else happened, and that could lead to her death. That's one aspect. That's one probability, right? And we heard the window bar was open, and that's how the people fled out, the women. How is that possible in the first place, right? So somebody compromised something somewhere. We know that. But this should be the work of the police, of the investigative. This is where your profession is called to question, because you have to now show what this profession is all about, how professional it is by your investigative report. Look at the arrest warrants issue, to her, where she had to file bail and release her, and the next time they had to go get her again, and now they lock her out. Second bail bond, bail denied. So she's sitting as we speak behind bars, Councillor Scott, and the three accused, all four of them are behind bars as we speak, and waiting for the next plan of action by her lawyers. But something intriguing happened. Something very interesting happened. They gone hearing where she had to represent herself. She stood up and defended herself, her position and stuff. To bring a witness to the stand with well-seasoned lawyers. In that case, I don't know if that is the right thing. Because chances are it's hard. You are the one accused, and you want to be the one standing there to exonerate yourself. We know that you are a professor at law. We know that you're former senator. We know that you being a former chief justice. You have all these accolades and professions. How well you understand the gravity of the law and how the law works. But sometimes too, because you're human, looking at the intensity of the crime levied against you, sometimes you're not in your full right frame of mind to be able to present arguments the way they're supposed to be presented. As in someone is talking on your behalf. Then you're talking on your behalf yourself. So I don't know if they will go further with that strategy, but it is yet to be, watched. But it's a risky strategy to allow your defendant understand always to defend. And I think she has some awesome lawyers to defend her. And I think they all are good in various areas. Some lawyers are just good at closing arguments. And believe me, they will convince you. Some lawyers are exceptionally good at closing arguments. Some lawyers are just good at opening arguments. That's the beauty of the law. I'm not a lawyer, but I've been in a court of law many times, even here in the US, and I've sat and watched. Even some opening arguments, lawyers are very good at it. So you have one lawyer who is good at opening arguments, and you have another lawyer who's good at closing arguments, and you use them in those areas. That's it. because it's all about now a jury issue. You have to convince that jury that if based on their decision, they'll be locking someone innocent based on the evidence, and the burden of proof is on the government. That's it, because they are the one that accuse. They have to prove beyond all reasonable doubts that these four people are the murderers, are the one that committed these crimes, because the charges brought against them are first degree murder, which is, as many of you know already, is non-billable. So that is the essence of the law. I enjoy the law sometimes. Most of the times, just common sense, watching how the law works. Justice. But justice in Africa is not as compared to justice here in the US, because the justice in Africa can be corrupted with briberies or by who you know. That's why justice in Africa is never fair. That's it. So we are watching, the international community is watching this case, because this is one of the highest profile cases in the history of Africa. One of them, So we are watching keenly how, I guess, it could be politically motivated as well, now that the way it's going, because during the course of the week, we saw the Unity Party chair visited the South Beach prison where Gloria, Musu and the four people are. We saw them pay a visit there to go and see her. So it's already in the politics, as you know, because Gloria Musu is a loyal, strong supporter of Unity Party. We understand why CDC will play politics with her, as in maybe if she's found guilty, Judge Weah will come and pardon her to get a good name, optics of it, and we understand that too. We understand it's a lot of politics, but the essence of the platform is to give you an analytical view, so you decide. You choose where you want to go. We are not here to steer you in the direction where you need to go. We give you the option, as in, this is one aspect to look at. This is another aspect to look at. And then you decide. The same thing comes to election. There are a lot of over 30 political parties are running in the country right now, running campaign. And tell me, at the end of the day, only one of them will become president. But tell me, you ask yourself, where do you see Liberia in the next 5, 10 years? And then you'll find an answer. So that way, when someone gives you a bag of rice, you will still take their bag of rice and eat it and go vote right. That's it. If they give you a motorcycle, take it and go vote right. If they give you a keke, take it and go vote right. Go vote in the best interest of Mama Liberia. That's all I gotta tell you. Yeah, because there are good qualified people in this race, people of character in this race that can run the nation. There are a lot of qualified people in this race. So it's left with you to decide. You have that power now. They don't have that power. They will have that power come October 10th. After October 10th, when you give them that power, that's when they're ready to run you now. But now, you, the citizen, have that power. You got that power. So, this is how I will leave you with backyard politics. Because I'm still enjoying my Father's Day, and many of you and all the fathers, I never get to wish their Father's Day out there. I'll play this song for all of you, the fathers in the house, because I'm still enjoying my Father's Day, as well as many, 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 many of you. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. A special thanks to all our Talk TV Media correspondents out there. Special shout out to all of you from the CEO here. And can't wait to come down where we can get things rolling, get everything back on track, and boom, we know we know we in this to stay. You know, we're not a small potato that you're gonna kick around. Talk TV Media is here to stay. But this is how I roll out of here Saturday, and I wish you all Father's Day as well. And so enjoy this last piece. By the time it's done, I'm out of here. Adios.
Ejila papa ga-egwu ọ bụrụ na ịgọzie nna gị Chukwu Olisa ga-agọzi gị nnabido ezinụlọ ọnwa ezinụlọ ugejeje mba ka nna m bụ Chukwu Olisa gọziere m nna m chukwabara m nna m nyere m ogologo ndụ na arụ isi ike na nna m bido. You gave me wings to fly. Olisa goes there.